Okay, it has begun, everybody. That's right. Analog 3D dropped their bomb today, bombing everybody. So I don't know. I'm thinking this is a Nintendo 64 war. It is a war. So everybody online today has been freaking out. So this is nothing new at all. Yes, it's true. They dropped it today. We all knew they were going to come out with these colors, these Funtastic. I thought it was going to be next year. Like they didn't have their cards ready. They didn't have everything ready. Well, you're actually wrong. Maybe they had a trick up their sleeve. So I started seeing it around 10 or 11 o'clock today that they had these Funtastic colors. And I was surprised that they would have even the gold one there. Like, why don't you wait to do that? But no. So I'm thinking they're going to do this again, that they wouldn't just do this one time. They would definitely do this again, just so you know. Because they have to. This is their only moneymaker. The only other thing these guys could really make money off of is either this, or they're coming out with a GameCube, or they're coming out with a PlayStation 1 that plays PlayStation 1 and 2 games. That is it. Literally. I know people want a Dreamcast. Dreamcast sucked. Everything that was on Dreamcast was on Xbox, or on everything, you know? So what was the difference there? They had Code Veronica before everybody. They had this fish game where you would grow a fish in a aquarium and talk to it using the controller. They didn't really have a whole lot, so that's why that system didn't really make it. I think these guys are on the ball with maybe producing all consoles, but we don't really know. Like I said, their next move would really be like GameCube or PlayStation. That's really your next move, really. To keep going with these here, they have to come back out with these. And everybody online was complaining on Twitter. If you go to Twitter, you're still going to see it. You're going to see it right now. And it used to say on here, releases December 8th. And it's not that they got these two letters right here mixed up, that 8 a.m. mixed with December 10th. That's not what really happened. What really happened is everybody sees the word sold out, and then it did say December 8th, released December 8th. Well, these controllers actually did not release today. They're releasing on the 10th. So that is where a lot of misconception happened. If you go to the Twitter, everybody says it says sold out. You can't even get one on the day. So 7 hours ago, 8 hours ago, you name it, all day long, everybody's like, yeah, it's sold out, you know. So it wasn't today. They messed up. There was a typo. And you can probably still see that typo right now if you were to go to using like an old application, or maybe your Android phone or something might show the original post where it said released December 8th. And the information was released today, but I think there was a typo, would be my guess. So they have all the colors here available, and these are all going on pre-order first thing in 2 days on December 10th. Now, what everybody's complaining about is these controller buttons are not colored. So I'm thinking their next move would be releasing these controllers, and they release these controllers where they have the yellow, the red start button, the green and blue, you know, so the next set of controllers might come with colored buttons, just so you know. Now, the gold will always be the gold, but all this stuff releases available to buy, you know, like these right here, it won't ship to you. The controllers will not ship to you until February of 2026, because those haven't been made yet. But I'm guessing that they somehow had a way to release these game consoles. And these game consoles are really cool looking, and I'm glad that they did it, but they don't need to make it limited. You know, let's go ahead and make the money. Say pre-orders will reopen for these next year in October or something, and they'll be shipped to you by Christmas so they can re-up another batch. That would be the smart thing to do, and to keep producing these, not to make them limited, because this is really your money maker right here. The only problem we really have with this situation is that the games, we need more games. We're going to run out of games. Some games don't even work. Some games are old, beat up, you know. So it'd be great if a company came out with a remake of, say, Zelda, like everybody's wanting. Because if you go online, you're gonna see this where everybody complains about not having Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Nobody in their right mind can get away with making it, but somebody needs to take it and make it and sell it, because Nintendo ain't doing it. So why not come out with like a 4K version that plays on this system? Yeah, maybe they should make their own games and remake them so much, you know, that I don't know. I mean, we really need the games. These old games that I have, I mean, some of them, you know, they're just so old. How do you know they're going to hold up? I mean, it's been like, what, 30 years or something? It's been a long time. Anyways, I just wanted to say thanks for stopping by, everybody. Check out Analogue's We're Totally Gonna Rape You Tonight. The worst part about this is Lucky in his M64 now is combating against these guys that said, oh yeah, well, we got something. Now, are they really going to release this or get this to you by Christmas? There is no way. What Christmas? This year or next year? Let's just be honest here. Look, I'm going to be honest, okay? Available December 10th at 8 a.m. Guaranteed Christmas delivery. Limit 2 per order. Guaranteed Christmas delivery. Okay, I got a problem with this. First off, Christmas time is the worst time to send stuff through the mail, okay? Everybody knows this. Your shit gets disappeared. I would totally freak out. But here's what's even funnier about this is, are you talking about this Christmas? Because that's only like a few weeks away, bro. It's like 2 weeks away. You literally have to be sitting on these. Literally. That must have been your secret plan when you kept getting these delayed. What was it? Maybe back in October, or maybe around July, that you said, well, if you guys are going to postpone this, can you go ahead and make us some colored consoles? And they're like, yeah, let's do an order of those. Let's do about 50,000 of these and that, you know. So I'm guessing these are going to sell out very fast. Get your guns. Annie, it is on. You are, just so you know, Analogue, you're contributing to, literally, you're contributing to an audience that's like somewhere between 40 years old and 65 years old. This, you know, this is who's buying this stuff, is those people. Not people that are like, you know, I guess I could give you a leniency and say maybe people that are 38 and up, but really it's like 40-something years old. I mean, I lived this, okay, so I know. So, okay, a quick add-in video here real quick, jumping right in just to let you know that the cartridge, you can custom artwork right here. It states how to do it. You know, that the library supports community-generated cartridge label artwork for the best experience. So you can put any picture in there for each game. So in your library, on your game, you would go in there, stick it into your PC, the little SD card, and then you can put a picture under each game. So there's a game like, say, Star Fox. Every game that you put on there, take it out, stick it in there, boom, put a picture on it. Just thought I'd tell you that. And then, before I go on this situation here, wanted to let you know that there is a whole bunch of stuff that tells you stuff on their page, but other than that, there is a dust filter on your console. And so they kind of talk about that. This tells you how to clean the cartridge. This talks about the cleaning the dust filter. So right here, 8.3, you can see that all of that right there talks about the dust filter that's on the side of your console and how to, and basically if it overheats, it'll have a orange light come on. So basically if it overheats, that means just take it apart and leave it open to the air. Put a fan on it. Because the dust filter is just a dust filter. And they say that the dust filter could be clogged. I say just put it in a clean spot. But yeah, it gets dirty. Anyways, continue on with the video. Because waiting until now, I mean, holy moly. Are you really going to get this out by Christmas, guys? I mean, with all the delays you had before, that's almost impossible. Is this really real? You guys are good at pulling one over on Lucky. Lucky, I guess Lucky, maybe it was in October when Lucky started his talking. And so they must have figured something out. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a war. It's a Nintendo 64 war, and if you try to tell me it's not, these guys that are probably around 50 years old are just freaking out. You know, the nostalgia has killed everybody. Everybody's going to, I want every one of these colors, But one thing I wanted to let you know before we go, Nintendo did not have these Funtastic colors. They were not limited edition, just so you know. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you are. I know because I lived it. I lived it. The Funtastic colors was their last move on selling Nintendo 64 systems. They had a whole bunch of stock of the processors and the design, and they were trying to make sales, Nintendo. And here's how I can tell you this. Here is the last little tidbit. So, the Xbox 360 was coming out. And I went to Toys R Us, where my wife works, and I went there, okay? And I went there, and I'm like, okay, I tell you what, I might be buying this, and I'm looking like and Xbox 360 was coming out, literally was coming out. And I was like, we could get Forza. It's going to have Forza, or I don't know. Was it already out? I can't remember. But here's what I tell you. I was there, and they had all of these Funtastic Nintendo 64s lined up on the wall. Tons of them. They had red, purple, blue. Mostly red, though. And so basically the entire wall was Nintendo 64 that were colored Funtastics. Tons of them. Literally. And that was Xbox 360, just so you know. Okay, so this was around 2006 is what I can tell you. Because I bought an Xbox 360 in like 2006 to play Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare game. So I bought it, and then I bought another one because it had HDMI. So, and I gave the other one to the old lady while I kept the HDMI one because I wanted the HDMI. So, if I'm going, and it's around 2007, 2006 time frame, these were all over the place. You could buy them for like $250 or whatever it was, and they were everywhere. They were. So, they definitely were everywhere. I don't care what you say. They were not limited edition ever. There's billions of them. And here's the thing. People bought those damn things up. on clearance or for Black Friday, and that's how they disappeared. And then they still floated around forever because it was around 2010 when I got an Alienware computer that I go down to the damn gaming store and there's a whole bunch of them on the wall, marked up $50 from retail sales price. So $50 more. And they had a whole bunch of them. Well, yeah, you went to fucking Toys R Us and bought the hell out of them. Yeah, you know what I mean? So these limited edition, they were never limited edition. So it's funny because they sell for a higher price than your original for some strange reason. I have no idea why, you know? So keep that in mind. It was Nintendo's last move to make money, just like there was a Zelda. There was 2 Zelda consoles. They did it 2 years back to back for the GameCube, and those were overstock of back flagged black consoles. So they had the 001 and the 101 console. So the first year they did it, they dropped the collector's edition Zelda. So they dropped that, and then after that, they did it again the next year to try to increase GameCube sales. They were out of ideas. So they were basically taking the overstock. And you know when you have the other one, because one comes with a port on the back side that has the 2 ports, and then the other collector's edition Zelda one, same damn thing. It had 1 port. What was it? The 101 model. So they had 2 different models, and they were getting rid of the overstock of the black consoles. And that's what happened. I know, because I lived it. And we also stole one of those games. Thank you very much. So, those were still around, and here's what's really crazy. That was still around at Toys R Us. I don't know if it's like 2008 or what it was. I remember I was at Toys R Us buying something, and there was 2 or 3 of them just sitting there for sale. So, you got a lot of things here. Even Nintendo admits that was their move to sell more consoles. If you go look it up, it should say it. I remember reading it as well. So, that's just how it is, like right now, nobody is buying the Switch 2. And if you buy it, I don't know why, because Metroid Prime comes out on the Switch, so I just buy it on the Switch. Basically, the only thing that's going to get you to go buy a Switch 2 is when they make a Zelda Collector's Edition. If they come back out with all the Zelda games, or a remake of Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time, that is the only way that you're going to get that Switch 2. It's available everywhere, just so you know. It's not like you have to buy it off eBay or Amazon. Costco's and Sam's Club has them right now. You can go there right now. I just seen them. I was just there. Costco's and Walmart, they still have Switch 2s. Everybody has Switch 2s. They're not really selling, just so you know. I know a lot of people are like, hey, I gotta buy it. Like, why? It's, if it, the scoop. Anyways, enough talking. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Just buy this stuff up. That's what Analogue wants, right? I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Oh, wait. Am I? Also wanted to let you know one last thing. Did you know your Analogue has a dust filter on it? Yeah, it does. Crazy. Didn't know it, but I'll post it in the link. Talk to you later. Bye.